Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. My name is Gabriel Brent and we are doing the APA swing pump. So just so everybody is on the same page here, this is what we are doing. Alright, we are looking at the weekly, the daily, and the 60-minute / 4-hour charts. And as we look at these different time frames, what we hope to look for is fractal confluence, basically. How to trade the markets in the direction of trend consistently using the Apazone's trend follow system. Just so you have a good understanding of what these levels are, these are support resistance or supply and demand levels, if you will, just showing us the most interesting of the different levels here on our chart. Okay, so this is where we expect buyers and sellers to be coming into the market. And if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to check out the Apazone's website and you can find more information there. So moving right along, let's go ahead and start here on the euro pound. Okay, so the euro pound has been moving down and it looks like it's found its bottom, and we've come up here, we've retested weekly supply, and we're back down here again, and we've found some interesting confluence, some fractal confluence, if you will, using multiple time frames to really narrow down the low here of the past couple weeks. As we look at it on the daily chart, you can see that it did a nice job, and it actually bounced off a 60-minute level that we had inside of the daily and the weekly and the 4-hour zone confluence there. So to the T, which is not uncommon, to be quite honest with you. And we're looking to the upside. We've been looking to the upside over the past few weeks, as this is our typical check mark type of trade. And that's exactly what's happened. And now we're getting a nice little pullback here. Now what I've gone ahead and done is I've identified the top of the 4-hour zone here by that little blue line, and just identifying a couple of these areas here as I'm trading and things of that nature. So forgot to wipe those things off before I started today's presentation. Sorry about that, guys. So you just have to bear with me a little bit. And as we're looking at this thing, I feel like we're at a good pullback area. All right, so this is kind of the pullback area that I'm looking for on this particular market here. All right, and as we are looking for that pullback area, I'm looking for it to give me some indication that we are going to bounce off of maybe a 4-hour or a 60-minute level here. All right, right now, the 60-minute level that we could bounce off of is, well, it's over here, and it was drawn like this. And so as we're still retesting this general area of consolidation, which is more than likely a 4-hour time frame, you know, we just want to be wise as to what this thing looks like and how we can get on board on this one. Okay, so I think it could come down here just a little bit, but it looks like it could be primed for the traditional checkmark trade yet again. Okay, so just coming down here a little bit more and then do our little check mark to the upside. So that's what I'm looking for on that particular instrument. Let's move up to the euro dollar. And as you can see, we have our own market scanner here, and it uses the Apazone's Elite software to define trend for us automatically, as well as gives us an indication of when things are happening to the long and short side using a multiple time frame fractal approach. So we're able to look at 60-minute levels and compare them with our trend ideas off of a bigger time frame. So it's pretty cool how all that stuff works in the Elite package. But enough said about Elite. Let's get back to real chart analysis here. On the weekly, we have been watching the euro, and it has been moving up slowly but surely. I've been in this nice little type of channel move, or at least I feel that we're in somewhat of a channel move. If we come over here and look at it more so on the daily chart, I feel like that really exemplifies what we're looking at here better. So let's scrunch up the chart just a little bit. This is the top part of the range, this blue line here. This is resistance that we've seen hold for a very long time, months and months and months. This is the resistance level, and we're coming back up to it again. Yes, we've pierced this level before, and we've been seeing a pattern pull out on this particular instrument. If it does what its kin does, which is the Kiwi dollar, does exactly what that one does, or the New Zealand dollar, if you will. It basically, I think we will be seeing a new high on this market. Okay, but right now it looks like we're getting a little bit of a retracement here. So I'm looking at a good place to, where's this retracement going to go down to? All right, we have gotten another bounce off of a bigger time frame level right here. Okay. So if we just show the most recent two, I mean, this thing could fall back down to the bottom of this channel line here. Technically speaking, I feel like it could drop a little bit below this if we do get a bounce off of this zone down here. So we've had multiple bounces on the zone, but we've had multiple bounces on this level too. I mean, look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like we've had a bunch of bounces off of both levels. I feel like we're just trying to buy the low of the channel. I would like to see it come up again. That's what I'm looking for on this particular market. Moving over to the Aussie Swiss, we have been in somewhat of a range here, going back and forth and back and forth. No real direction as of yet. I drew a weekly trend line to the upside here, but I'm still really feeling the range kind of on the weekly. On the daily, let's just talk about what we're doing here. On the daily, I was looking for this one to break to the upside. I thought we could find some good support right here as we're starting to see an overlap of support. But guess what? Over the past few days, there's a big monetary policy change in the Aussie and on the yen markets, and basically some pretty bad news, So the market has come down here even lower. All right, so that's what I'm seeing right now, and this idea of things coming to the upside, like there was a nice little level in here that I thought we could maybe get something off of, but guess what? It broke this level, and that's where this line was drawn. So I was looking for price to come back down, give us a nice little retracement, but it's blown through that level, and it's also blown through this level. So I really feel like as far as support and resistance goes, like we're kind of right back in the middle of the range, So, and of course this is a huge range. This is like I don't know, several months worth of range here, but that's really what I see happen. So this perspective is definitely out right now. Like this is not happening so much. So let's just draw something new here. Since we've broken this level as well, I think that we could be going down even further. And if that is the case, if we've broken that pivot point, then I would really like to see price, like give us another little retest to the upside here maybe, and then try to take this down. So that's what I'm looking to have happen. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I really don't know. But I could see something like that happening there. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for this to play out as of right now. So fortunately not all of our predictions can come true. Well, that's just the way the market works. It's just the way it goes, So that's what I see happening on this market. So right now I'm just waiting patiently for price to get into a more interesting area. So is price going to go a whole lot lower, I don't know. The market can do anything that it wants to do. But I see that we did make a new low down here, which is really kind of interesting to me. So we just have to wait and see. Now, it is possible that price found a little bit of consolidation off of this area here too, and been talking to some other traders, so that's also possibly a level that that we could draw into place. But we've already bounced off it once, going a little bit lower. Yes, it could hold here again, absolutely, and give us another retest of the high. And I do think that we could easily come up here and could probably find some resistance up in this area, but we just have to wait and see. Make sure that you're riding with the trend as you define the trend movements. So what does the market tell us here overall? Yes, we've made some new highs, in this level, but we're still very much in the range play, and really in the middle of the range from the daily perspective is the way that I see it. All right, moving over to the Aussie dollar. Now, this has been an interesting one. I have been long on the Aussie dollar coming into this weekly level and driving into the weekly level. Yet, due to that monetary news, we have seen that this weekly supply level is actually holding quite nicely, and we've just broken through the weekly supply to the downside. All right. So coming over here, and I think that's pretty major, because we were looking to form to push through it, but now it seems like something new is happening there. So if we're looking to run with this thing to the downside, it's still going to be a while before we get that type of setup. All right. And right here, we have price retesting daily demand, right? So nice area of consolidation that we have been monitoring, and you can kind of see what that looks like here. All right, so technically speaking, if we wanted to do somewhat of a counter trend trade, this might not be a bad area to look for that counter trend possibility. And I'm just going to draw that with this type of arrow right here and say, hey, this is a counter trend possibility, although the bigger one, from the weekly perspective, we've broken weekly demand, therefore we should see a shift. Like this area should, well, I feel like this area could reform itself from support into resistance. So yeah, I think we could get a little bounce off this level to the upside for sure. And we've seen today's wick or today's price action give us a nice little wicking motion right in there. All right, and it looks like it could be an inside candle. So you guys know how much I love inside candles. So something could form here, I believe. Will it form here? I don't know. But I do like this area. And just out of curiosity, William, what do you think about this area?
The current demand zone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel we're gonna get a retracement off of it to back up a little ways. Maybe we might get a retracement back up to these lows, the prior low right there on that news event, or maybe back up in here. But I mean, it's hard to say because that news event pushed the market back down, and this market's gonna keep going down. I already know it is, but I just don't know if I don't know if we're gonna get that retracement or not. Either we're gonna consolidate from here and then fall through the zone, or we're gonna consolidate, come back up to either these lows or maybe this area here. Cause I see this area, these three candles here between these two red bars as a zone.
Mhm.
That's basically consolidation, and we might get back up in there before we get another sell-off to the downside.
Mhm.
One of those scenarios is going to pan out. One of the three. Either we're going to consolidate from here, drop, consolidate, rally to the lows, drop, or rally up into here and drop.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
One of those are going to pan out.
Jeez.
One of those are going to happen. Look like got a little channel drawn out here. Yeah, here we are on the New Zealand dollar. We just revisited this brown chocolate demand zone here, and you see we're getting a reaction from it for the past. It's been months now. We've been in an up channel. You see Gabe got it drawn the channel to the top, the highs and the lows, and we're moving back up off of this demand zone. And here we are on the daily, and you can see the channel he has drawn out here. Basically bouncing up and down, back and forth in this channel, making higher highs, higher lows. Here we are on daily demand, and it looks like we're looking to see what happens here in this fresh aqua level. Probably gonna get action to the upside from here. So basically, we just want to be a buyer in this market and wait for the pullbacks, as we've been seeing happen over and over, time and time again. We finally broke out of the big broad range that was going on back here. We broke out of it, made new highs, making new highs, and we're just waiting for the pullback, which we have. We're looking at a pullback right now, just waiting. If you're going to take this long, you're just waiting for your proper entry to take it long to the upside again. Here we are, the pound Aussie. You can see we've been just in a drastic downtrend. Came back to, we almost got this the blue level, the weekly demand. We didn't quite make it, but we're getting a reaction off of it. Market found buyers, and we're in retracement. Uh, I don't know where this retracement's going to stop. There's no real level to really gauge how far this might go up until we get up in here, but this could be an interesting area. This low, the prior low before that big drop, you might get to there, and then get a reaction to the downside. Maybe not. We might get all the way back up into this yellow level, you know, before we get another reaction to the downside. If we can go back down, this thing might be, it might, I don't know if the trend's going to change or not, but for right now, in my opinion, we're in a counter trend. We're going counter trend to the upside, and I don't know, we're waiting to see if the trend's going to continue or not.
I
To
really
me,
like it to the short side, but I'm seeing this as an interesting level here on the daily. Kind of one of those levels that you're watching at, like, and I don't know what other, confluence from other type of trading approaches may lie here at this particular level, but I think it is definitely an interesting level to be watching, considering that the previous candle that we just got here, the previous daily candle is pretty close to an inside candle, and I thought that was a very interesting thing there. It's definitely a point of interest. Now, is it going to break up or break down? I don't know, but the trend follow is to the downside, so I'm still looking for this, even though we've gotten a retracement that's been a little bit higher. So,
I hear you. I want to go. I like that idea too. It's just, man, that's a big retracement, and it's just so
mhm.
much fun. I just know fundamentally there's just all kinds of funky stuff that's been going on lately. So I don't know. Because you gotta remember, Australia just cut rates, man.
Mhm.
So this could be a game changer as far as the rate cut, and this might be a reversal. We might see trend going back to the upside. Not sure yet, but I do know that that's big news, man. When interest rates are cut, that's big time. So I just have that in mind as this thing could take out these demand zones and keep going to the north side, or supply zones and keep going to the north side. Maybe not.
So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm just waiting patiently to see whether or not we really truly how we break out of this resistance level, you know. Are we going to break out to the downside or to the upside? Nobody knows. You know, you can ask 15 different traders and get 20 different answers. It's absolutely amazing. Just got to wait and be patient right now is what I think. I think it's an area of interest for me, and I'm watching this one pretty heavily, just because I would like to take it back down, but you got to wait until the market tells you to do that, and that's the challenge. So, I'm looking over here on my 4-hour chart, and I'm measuring out the ticks and the price action just to see where I can find that small entry to do a quick one-to-one so that I can be in a good position either way that this thing goes. So um, this is one that I'm currently watching here today just to see what would happen, and didn't even hit that 15 or that 4-hour zone right there. So, but I think it's very interesting.
It is. It is. I just don't know which direction it's gonna make it smile up and go after that rate cut, man. That's big news.
Hmm.
But here we are, Australia, New Zealand. Here we are, just formed a new supply zone. We're getting a nice drop out of it, and on our way down to demand down here, this purple zone. We might find temporary buyers down here. We might stay in it. I don't know. That's too far out to say right now, but we might find buyers and find ourselves back up in here in the near future and be find this market in a sideways market. But our next bus stop is down here in this purple zone. I expect to find some type of buyers down there. I don't know if we're going to get a big rally out of there, but we're going to find some type of buyers down there. I'm pretty sure. So, but for right now, the trend's down off of this weekly supply, and we're coming down to revisit this purple level, purple weekly demand. And you can see here we are. We just formed a new supply on the daily and came to this fresh daily demand level, and now we're back up into this daily supply again. Just waiting to see if it's going to respect this zone or not, and see what happens next. In my opinion, I'm just I don't know. I'm kind of undecided about what to do in this market really, because it's just we're low on the curve, and the trend's it's got a big push down. Basically, this is a parabolic move, so this move stopped. This move stopped right here, this demand zone, and just seeing if we're going to get a big retracement or not. But basically we're in a sideways market, and we're back. We're visiting the bottom of the market again. We're not all the way to the bottom of it, but we're getting close. If price respects this level, we could probably see ourselves to we could probably see price move back up. If it doesn't respect the level, we're going to keep going down, obviously. But to me, we're in the middle there. It's consolidated and all that good stuff. I don't know what direction I would take that in, man. I don't know. I'd probably just wait to see what happens on this market. In my opinion, not too interested in buying or selling at this point, in my eyes, because I don't know what could happen next, man.
Yeah, I drew some trend lines in here early this morning, and I was just seeing this thing as basically happening on either way. Like uh, uh, trading the UK Open there. I was like, dude, I'm in a channel. I don't know what to do because you're wedging right now. So it could break up either way, and mm, my reflexes tell me to run with whatever this says. Okay, so that's the way that I want to go. But getting into that position it just wasn't an option for me. Okay, and I don't know that it's going to be an option for me until possibly much later on. So uh, I think you're right, William. You just gotta wait. That financial news announcement really feels like it's shaking stuff up here on a lot of these markets, and it, it made me realize how many Aussie markets I watch, to be quite honest
Oh
with you.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Because yeah, but see, Aussie, what was that? That was Aussie New Zealand, right? They're so closely tied, man. Aussie and New Zealand, those two are tight. They're kind of like the same market in my eyes because they're two countries that are so close together, and everything that goes on with one country, affects the other one in a big way. So they're really closely tied. So I just don't know which direction that market might head next.
hmm absolutely.
So
And looking at the Aussie yen, it looks like we can still move down here a little bit more on the weekly level to basically this level from 2002, I believe it is. Oh no, this is 2012. There's another market that has demand from 2002. This one's only from 2012. So that's something that I'm watching. And inside the daily levels here, obviously we've been looking for this thing to continue on to the downside, and so that news really, like pushed it down here pretty good, but then realize that we're down at the bottom of a weekly range. Yes, we could go a little bit further down, and so if things don't line up to the upside, then the opposite must be true, and we could easily have the space to get a little bit lower than this. So
hmm
at least another point. So we'll just see how that one wraps out there. Moving over here to the pound Kiwi. Nice downtrend. And if we're in a nice downtrend, then this right here means that we are in a retracement area on the weekly charts. So coming down here into the daily, I'm looking for, I'm looking for a couple things to happen, but I'm looking for it to continue on down with that direction of trend, to be quite honest with you. So how am I going to get on board this one? Well, I'm just going to wait for the good pullback to the long side and then take it short. And that's what I want to do. Now, this gap has me a little concerned right here because I really need to make sure prices now filled the gap as of yesterday. And now that we've filled the gap, I would like to see this thing rip and roar to the downside, but it hasn't done that yet. Okay, so I just need to be patient and wait until price action tells me that it's really going to do that before I jump on board here. Okay, and that just hasn't happened. So that's really what I'm looking for on that particular instrument. Moving over here to the dollar CAD. I'm thinking retracement level on the weekly, coming back here to see that retracement level on the weekly. So this nice little pop to the upside. I'm hoping that it gets a little bit higher. I think William talked about this a couple weeks ago. Just kind of looking at this previous lows here. They've kind of flip-flopped before, and I would like to see another push down from that level, to be quite honest with you, because that blue line represents the weekly bottom right there. So it also represents a nice confluence in between the daily zone and the weekly zone. Okay, so we'll see if we can't get something there, but it means that we have to wait a little bit longer before we get into that particular position. It's got to go up there a little bit higher probably. All right, and that's okay, but again, I like to let price action tell me when to go long or go short, and that's a lot of times a very big patience game of just waiting and waiting, especially when you're swing trading these markets. Patience is a virtue, so don't jump the gun. Looking over here at our last and final market here, the dollar yen, I'm thinking that maybe today we might actually have an inside candle here. Doesn't quite look like it. It looks like it made a little bit of a new high, just ever so slightly so far today. And I think that's kind of interesting. On the big weekly level, you can see that we're reloading into a weekly zone from 2015 it looks, oh no, excuse me, 2014. So it is a big weekly level here, and we've just now started to reload into it. So this is a counter trend opportunity, but I'm gonna wait on this one, even though I could, say like, hey, I can see price stalling here. I want price to actually tell me that it's a good time to go long instead of just trying to randomly pick the bottom of the market. I see maybe a hammer candle come in right here, and yes, I could have gone long right after the hammer candle, but what if price comes up here just a little bit to these previous highs and then gives us a new low, and it actually retests this level? Which one would I rather have? Would I randomly be trying to pick this level and have a good trade, counter trend trade to the upside, or would I prefer to maybe wait until there's price action really confirming the long idea? So those are things that I have to ask myself, and everybody has to ask themselves, when do you jump on board? When has price confirmed a counter trend move? Okay? Because on the weekly, this thing says down, okay? But we've made the move from supply down to demand, all right? Is the downtrend going to continue? Okay, maybe it would be smarter to wait until we find resistance and say, hey, we don't know that this is going to be the low of the downtrend, so why not sell it high and continue on with the trend move instead of trying to pick the bottom? I found that it's more profitable to run with the trend as much as possible versus trying to pick the tops and the bottoms of the market, because that just usually doesn't work out well. William, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think you covered about everything that I was thinking.
We will be doing this again next week. We hope to see you then and there, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video.